Welcome into episode 119 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always, with me hosts Stephen Loeffler at Junk Wax Twins,
Howdy.
Ben Wilson at our trading cards, and I'm Tim Shepler at Big Shep 79. We are a podcast by collectors for collectors. So I'm going to bring you a smart, insightful podcast discussing trading cards, trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific
10 Central.
On YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, Live Pulse, on Twitter at About the Cards. We're available as a podcast everywhere. Just look for us. Check out the website, aboutthecards.wordpress.com. Guys, before we get into it, we have to mention this. So last Friday, we lost Hall of Fame pitcher Bob Gibson. He was 84, longtime Cardinal. I think he had like 251 career wins, over 3,100 career strikeouts, an all-around just badass, and a man with bad intentions. My favorite story I heard about Bob was that Pete LaCock hit a grand slam off of him towards the end of his career. Later, Bob's pitching in a old-timers game and faces Pete LaCock and beans him. Because it was the next time Pete came up to bat against him in an old-timers game. He still remembered it, got angry, and hucked the ball at Pete. I'm trying to confirm to make sure that's completely true, but that made me laugh. But
doesn't matter if it's true. The simple fact that's out there, true or not, is awesome.
It sounds true enough, though. We heard the stories about Bob, and
yeah, he's grade A certified badass.
Yeah, he wouldn't. I don't think he would do well in Major League Baseball today. I think that he'd be like the bad boy of baseball.
God forbid if he played for the Dodgers over the last couple of years and was pitching against the Astros.
Oh,
right.
That would last some heads.
One pitch. You're out of here, buddy.
Yep. So, how have you guys been this week? How's your collecting week been treating you?
Awesome, man. I picked up some awesome short printed, much as I bitch about Allen and Ginter, it cost me a fortune because I got the stained glass and the cloth mini. And the first day and the members only of the full sized of the stadium club. So hard to pass up those stadium clubs just because of that picture that they used.
That's
but
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. The only mini I'm missing outside of the metal and wood is the no number out of 50 that I can't find. Only one popped on eBay so far.
Those have been impossible to find. We haven't pulled one, and usually 4 boxes in plus retail, we usually end up with one at least. I don't know whether they just increase the odds that much, or maybe we got another wood mini case.
No, I pulled one, but I opened 6 boxes, so
right.
But I pulled one.
I've seen 3 cloths out of 10, and 1 no number out of 50. So, I mean, just you're playing the statistical odds. It's just interesting at the very least.
Yeah.
No, I've had some interesting mail days. First off, from our bod ACL card, sent me a Topps Archives card number 99 of 99. Really nice fancy gold parallel. I think we all took up our one shot at getting a gold foil or the star parallel factory set. I got some pages in from Shep and 2 more Luis autos, one from Twitter and one for the factor, wrong finger there. It's a rookie, non-rookie. So yeah, a fun week.
Well, you also met one of our buddies, Rev Mets collector Carl, right?
We did. They briefly talked. I had 2 actually interactions with hobby, non-hobby people. Met up with him at Nick's. Angela picked up a box of Ginter, and I picked up some supplies. But
they let you buy supplies, and you didn't spend like $600.
Foreshadowing.
No, we had a great conversation. He had a really interesting collection that I'll pull up here in a second. I hadn't thought of, but I might in the future for Killebrew or Carew or Joe Mauer. And second of all, my aunt came down with some stuff from the my grandmother's estate since she passed away 2019. She's going through all the stuff in the house and love her to death, but lady was a bit of a hoarder, and it's probably where I get the collecting gene from, amongst some other things. But she had easily 30 or 40 unopened packs of 92 Donruss Series 2. Nothing special. I didn't get the Ryan Sandberg, but I did get several Diamond Kings. Really gorgeous looking cards. And then about 60 or 80 of the 45 count 1992 tops that, in addition to getting a bunch of scratch-off tickets, I got one gold card, Topps Gold. It's not the one you want. Here it is, actually.
There we go.
Jacob Brumfield, Jeremy Burnitz, Alan Cockrell, and DJ Dozier.
Yeah, former Minnesota Vikings superstar running back DJ Dozier.
Fresh pull.
Yeah.
Super sharp card.
Well, you talked about meeting... What?
Yeah, and like I said, yeah, I talked briefly with him. Super nice guy. Made a nice trip over. I guess he lives about 3-4 hours from here. Said he was planning to come back because I guess he was looking for singles and PSA 8s of Gary Carter jersey number. Makes sense. I love the idea. Here we go. Just hit the button to share the screen. He shared this with me after he left. So he's got the PSA 8s of 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 83, is that? 83,
Yeah.
85, 85 traded, and 86 tops. And he said, you know, the interesting thing is, one, it's a decent chase because, I mean, yeah, they're Gary Carters. But two, you have to find someone that intentionally submit a card that wasn't flawless or that they thought was and ended up getting an 8.
Yeah.
So it's made his chase a little bit more, one, worthwhile, but two, harder
fun.
to find.
Yeah. Well, I got a surprise mail day.
Uh-oh.
And it came in a tube, right? I'm like, the hell did I order? And I don't recognize the name on the return label. And so I get in the Google machine, the Twitter machine, and I type it in and no name pops up. So I open it up and this gorgeous piece is in there. And I remember Carl said, he's like, hey, there's something coming your way, but I was expecting it to come from him. And he goes, hey, did your package arrive? I said, dude, that was you. He sent this to me. He picked up, I think, he had like 3 framed Mets that he picked up, and he saw the Breton and said I had to have it. And, we've done some things back and forth. And he goes, you just deserve it. Yeah, it was Seaver, Carter, and Strawberry are the 3 that he had. And they're all pretty cool. And so, I was like, dude, thank you so much. I have a spot on my wall. I just need to get it framed up. And it will be hanging on the wall soon. But it's
like
great.
So space there to your left.
Yeah, it's gonna go, but it's gonna go on the wall. You guys can't see over here. So when you walk in,
this is a perfect example of something finding the right home. And I know we've all found stuff along the way that we've been able to forward to other people, and we've been god awfully blessed by all of our listeners and friends who have sent stuff our ways. But it's always awesome when you see something and go, nah, I got to pick that up because it belongs here. Or even if you're just passing something along because you can't afford it necessarily, and say, hey, is this something that interests you? Hey, it's up to you if you want to make that private deal, but it's really cool. And he's such a neat guy.
Yeah, no, very cool. So no, we just want to get into it. And there you go, a little Ron Gant love. Before we hop into the meat of the show here, I just want to point out, we always start the show out saying we're a podcast for collectors by collectors, hoping to bring you a smart, insightful podcast, right? about trading cards. And we try to do our best, and we do research, and I think we all bring something very specific to the show. Research? And we try to look stuff up and look like we know what we're talking about. And I understand that we're not for everybody, but there was some back and forth, like on Twitter this week that I saw, and everybody is welcome to their opinion, and that's fine. And I love that people enjoy the show, and other people, it might not be for them. We joke around a lot. We're three big kids that have, adult money now, and we can spend money on cards and stuff. And we're on later at night, and so we use some innuendos, and that might run some people the wrong way. We might get angry. And the reason we get upset with things is because we get upset for you guys, because we know what it's like as collectors to take it on the chin sometimes. And I think a lot of times that we just accept things from manufacturers, resellers, whatever it might be. And we want to bring those up and make sure everybody's aware. And then you can make your own decision. But we want to give you the information to be able to do that, and then give our point of view as well as how we feel. I mean, Ben and I have been collecting pretty much since the mid-1980s, before Steph was even born. And Steph is like a full-on encyclopedia since the mid-2000s of cards, and always has some example or some resource to find or show what he's talking about. And
1993 action-packed Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
Well, and
so
you know what?
It is what it is, and I hope we don't upset anyone. Our goal is not to upset anybody that listens, but if it happens, it is what it is. I'm going to keep doing the show. I think we have a great show. We've been doing 119 of these things, and it's kind of where we are.
Just to address it, because it actually kind of it did come up in Susie's card chat this afternoon. If you follow her on Twitter, she does these weekly card chats, and I think we've all been involved. And one of the things that came up from this individual that had kind of pointed out that sometimes we let loose some innuendos and some 4-letter words, and we do try to stay as PG as possible, bordering PG-13. We try not to go rated R, but sometimes our passion bleeds through, and we go on a rant, and sometimes you just got to throw an S word or an F word out there. It's not necessary per se. We hope everybody understands it's just a passion. But something that came out in card chat that also came out in that conversation was about negativity, and how do you continue with the hobby was her question, despite the fact that a lot of negativity. And, my comment to that guy was, when we're negative on the show, it's really a byproduct of the state of the hobby and not necessarily our opinion. We don't wake up saying, what am I going to be upset about in the hobby today? We wake up today saying, hopefully everybody thinks this way. What am I going to be able to collect today? What can I add to my collection? What do I need to do in my collection to get more organized, et cetera, et cetera? But when you start to see all of these different things at play, whether it's flippers or online exclusives that were unannounced, next thing you know, you're going to be negative. It's just a byproduct of where we're at in the hobby, and it's not going to last forever. It's only going to last for a while, the ebb and flows. And we hope that we're positive when things are good, when Topps and Panini and Upper Deck and maybe even our buddy over at Leaf, when they do something good, we'd like to think that we're not 100% negative. But right now, you're seeing it all over social media, threads on Reddit and Blowout, that 90% of this hobby right now is negative for a variety of reasons, whether it's coming from gatekeepers or whether it's coming from people that are just overly sensitive, or whether it's coming from people that are just jealous because you got to Walmart before I did.
Well, no, and exactly. I know that with the majority of my family, father, grandfathers, uncles, all being in the military, I kind of have that sailor's tongue, despite the fact that none of them were sailors. And it's something I'm working on.
Seamen.
None of them did. Case in point. There are things that we can all improve on, and it's not that the first constructive criticism that comes our way, we're just going to absolutely take it and run with it. No, we'll take it to heart, and if it's a thing that needs addressed, we'll try to work towards improving that. Just like any company, or just like any podcast, or just like any other thing should do. Um, and to that, one thing that we should bring back more often is the recommended follows. And as she was just mentioned, absolutely, if you're not following Suze, and judging by her numbers, she absolutely is followed by the majority of y'all. But go check her out. She used to work for Topps, used to work for Beckett, now she's working through a non-sport entity. One of the wisest, smartest collectors in general, and one of me and Angela's best friends in the hobby.
Hey, Steph, real quick, our buddy Dan, Korean Cardboard, asked, because I referenced Brian Gray and Leaf, what year did he acquire the rights to the Leaf brand?
So it's either 2008 or 2009, at least when it went official. I know that Razor as an entity stopped in 2008 because they had the huge set with a few of the minor leaguers, Tim Beckham amongst others. But I want to say 2009, yeah.
That's what I had thought. So, yeah, I mean, he's a legitimate company, so we want to throw him in there. And we've said things about him. I mean, I've got a Leaf card in my watch list right now, so for what that's worth, Although I did see a funny Facebook thing the other day. I don't know if you guys caught it, when somebody asked if Leaf was real, and somebody on Facebook said scam. And it was like,
or Oompa Loompa is real.
No, I think he said are Leaf cards valuable, I believe is what he said.
Oh.
So,
it depends on your definition of value. Well, let's get into it. The week that was last week's releases. Topps Living Week 134. We had card 351 DJ LeMahieu, second baseman, New York Yankees, sold 2,512. I was wrong. He broke 2,000. Good Lord. And card 352, Alec Mills, pitcher Chicago Cubs, sold a little over 1,800. Yeah, whatever. Just another ho-hum week. Interesting week this week. We're going to get there. Make sure you check out Topps Living Stat for full breakdown of where these cards fall respectively in the set by team and position. We also had the 2020 Topps Baseball Complete Set drop. We're going to cover some more details about that. And then 2020 Origins Football comes out last week as well. Hot off the press is this week's new releases. Topps Living Car Week 135. Card 353, Randy Arena, rookie outfielder, Tampa Bay Rays. And he's the only card this week. So a while back, Topps went from 3 cards to 2 cards and didn't say anything. And now they've gone to 2 cards to 1 card. Interesting time to drop him, as right now in the playoffs, he's played in 5 games with 20 at-bats, 12 hits, 8 runs scored, 2 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, 2 walks, only 2 strikeouts. He's batting 600, slugging over 1,200. His OPS is almost 1,900. Yeah, he's just on fire. And it's funny because I saw our buddy Ivan, I watched the breaks, tweet out, yeah, I bought this box. He was quoting a flipper. I bought this box of Topps Chrome for $200. I got this $7 autograph. Well, now his Topps Chrome autograph with bids is at $86 and going up. So,
and if they get to the ALCS and he goes 1 for 12, just buyer beware.
Yeah. No, but it's nice to see a rookie this late in the season. But I understand why we just have one. But it's Topps, so we'll never know. And
it'll be interesting to see if this is down to 1 card. This set is officially dead on arrival.
Yeah. Do you think they just stop at 400?
Maybe.
No, I think really they go on forever and ever. They're not going to end this as long as people are buying it.
I like it. I like the design. I like how they blended all the years together. It looks really good together as a collector. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted. I think this card does well this week. I think we hit over 2,000 with this guy. We also had 2020 Topps Triple Threads baseball drop today. $265 a box. 2 mini boxes that have 7 cards per mini box. You're going to get 1 autographed triple relic, 1 additional autograph and/or autographed relic, 1 jumbo relic, a triple relic, and 4 parallels. It's a 100-card base set. Autographed memorabilia cards and relics are not numbered than higher than 99. They have a cool one. It's historic ties autographs, the pair of players from different eras. They have that with relics only as well. Touch 'em all. That's a 3-player autograph relic that combines ink and pieces of bases from 3 power hitting teammates. They do a relic only version of that. Relic autographs use die cut windows for memorabilia to spell out things like names, nicknames, stats, other oh my god, I can't even speak tonight.
Words are tough sometimes. Hey,
yeah.
Did you guys happen to see our good buddy Andrew over at Bayside Breakers? Did you see the Deca that he pulled?
Yeah, he pulled the Deca Braves card.
Oh boy, it had Maddox, Glavine, and Schmaltz, both Andrew and Chipper Jones, Dale Murphy, Freeman, and Acuna. I think that was it, just those 8 names. But it was just like, holy sweet Jesus!
There were 10 guys on there.
Were there 10? So
10.
that I missed
Yeah.
2 guys somewhere. But what a freaking card, dude!
Yeah. They also have the rookie autographs, but those don't have memorabilia. They have book cards and like Ben said, they have the Deca cards. They have letter patch cards. They have memorabilia only booklets with jumbo letters, numbers, or logos. They have Windows into Greatness, which is an autograph relic book out of 5 that opens up to become a 3-panel card highlighting 1 player. They have All-Star jerseys that are one-of-a-kind booklets with jumbo All-Star patches, sleeve patches, laundry tags, and nameplate books. And then they also are going to have some dual cut autograph books as well. So lots of big autographs and stuff in the card. Always one of the best looking sets, I think. It looks similar every year, but some really cool pieces of memorabilia and stuff that they do put in here.
So one, they definitely save the nicer relics for sets like these. But maybe the best thing I saw to it, in celebration of the fact that it's Topps curmudgeon-y, triple scraps or threads. Let us remember the greatest Topps triple threads card of all time. And I'm sure you guys have already seen
first in her class.
First in her class. Yes.
And it looks like in her ass. For any of those knots.
Whoops. Rated R.
Yeah. Yep. Ban. Cancel us. Okay, so real quick, I'm looking through. Bayside DM'd me. He pulled a base autograph rookie Amethyst parallel of Luis Robert, and then he pulls the Deca, and yeah, it has. Let's see. We have Andrew Jones, David Justice, Ronald Acuna, Freeman.
Okay.
Fred McGriff, Chipper Jones, Andrew. Oh, yeah, did I say that? The Fred McGriff, because some of the pictures overlap here. So Andrew Jones, David Justice, Acuna, Freeman, Fred McGriff, Chipper.
Yeah, so it's Chipper and Andrew Jones. It was the big 3: Smoltz, Glavine, and Maddox.
Yep.
And it was Dale Murphy, Freeman, Acuna. So the 2 that I missed was Justice and McGriff, which make it even better. I mean, you like this set, you don't like the set. That's a pretty freaking cool card. Hard to display.
No, and I know some Braves collectors that might want it. So
I mean, it's a nice run of 80 stars, 90 stars, 0 to 10 stars.
Yeah, I mean, all you're missing on there would have been Eddie Matthews and Hank Aaron to bring it home from the pre-'80s.
Spawn.
Spawn. Yeah, I mean, obviously Spawn and Matthews are dead.
I know, but think about that. That's that'd be everybody that was a big name in there. And you could even throw in like a Dion or a Ron Gantz to fill out so it's an even number.
Kent Herbeck, you mean?
Mark Lemke. Jeff Blauser.
Sid Bream,
Francisco Cabrera.
Terry Pendleton. Yeah.
John Rocker.
Steve Avery.
Yeah. 2020 Topps Heritage Minor League Baseball drops $56 a box. You're going to get, this is going to be 24 packs, 8 cards per pack. I believe. You're going to get one autograph in there. Yeah, it's 18 packs per box, 8 cards per pack. Pardon me there. One autograph per box, one memorabilia or relic card, 3 bazooka numbered test cards, 4 scratch offs, 2 make your own pro debut entry cards, 3 short prints, and a greatest moments box loader. We need more box loaders, guys. I love them. It's a 221 card base set with the last 20 cards being short prints. It's in the 1971 design, obviously. 10 cards also have image variations. There's the 71 Topps Rookie All-Stars autographs are out of 50. The 71 mint relics have coins embedded in them. I love that. Those are one of my favorites. And in each hobby box, like I said, has a pair of Make Your Pro debut entry cards. This promotion allows the winner of the prize package to get a Topps card in 2021 Topps Pro debut. So that's always pretty cool.
So the thing that this set in particular, one, I do like that. I saw it at a few hobby shops and it was like $55-$60. Reasonable. Pick it up now if you can. But one of the things I've never liked about the set is that, it being a Heritage Miners set, and this year in particular when there wasn't a Miners for most of the year, if there was at all, they usually only list them by whatever their minor league team is, but they don't mention on the back, hey, affiliate of such and such. And if that would be my only critique for the set in general, just, hey, much like the minor league sets from the 90s, put this team is an affiliate of the Blue, because you shouldn't have to.
Well, that's why you have guys like Ryan Cracknell.
Shouldn't have to rely on guys like Cracknell putting together a list of the Blue Wahoos and the Rochester Red Wings are Twins affiliates.
Rochester Red Wings used to be a Baltimore Orioles.
Especially as often as these minor league affiliates change, affiliations.
Yeah. They changed so much. It's been crazy the last handful of years how many they changed. So
it's going to get worse depending on what happens moving forward with the minor leagues in general.
Yep.
But you should have a. It's too much to ask. Hey, you know what, Topps? Thank you for the checklist. We appreciate it.
Yeah. By the way, I want to give props to Panini, right? Real quick. They have been on, and we have not mentioned this. Their checklists have been out before the releases lately. Now, I feel like I've jinxed everybody in saying this, but hey, we gave them so much crap, but lately they've been very good about providing a checklist ahead of time. So thanks for knowing what's in your boxes, guys. Thank you.
Yes, it's right about after the new year. They've been nailing every deadline.
2020 Panini Absolute Football drop today. $350 a box. $350 a box. Three packs per box, 5 cards per pack. I don't even want to do the math there. You're going to get 1 rookie premier material autograph, 2 additional autographs, a multi-swatch patch or memorabilia card, and 1 additional memorabilia card. It's a 240 card base set, 100 vets, 100 rookies, and then 42 RPAs. At least there's a Hall-worthy signatures at a 99 or less, and this is one of 3 new autograph inserts for 2020. There's also Gridiron Force signatures, and that's the most powerful players in the NFL. And then Tools of the Trade, which I thought was cool. These have 3, 4, or 5 pieces of memorabilia, as well as multi-parallels with premium pieces. And then this is the one that has the Kaboom inserts, which are a case hit and definitely look like a case hit. They are super duper cool.
So the Tools of the Trade, and actually this is kind of one of the things that we'd mentioned on a previous episode, was that we wish they'd bring back some of the weirder, odder, hey, this is a jersey, hey, this is a cleat, hey, this is a helmet type stuff. This is one of Leaf/Donruss's early 2000s insert / relic lines, the Tools of the Trade.
Yeah.
That they featured that in. So we're almost there. Almost there.
Well, I just love the Kaboom stuff. Now I thought I'm going to go out and buy it because the prices are crazy on it. But they are case hit and they're pretty sweet. So
It's like the downtown football stuff.
Mhm.
Man,
Yeah.
seeing some of those, like the Lamar Jackson. Oh my Lord! I tweeted that out earlier in the week, and a few others were shared with me. It's just like the Kaboom. I mean, these are good looking inserts, but the price is extremely cost prohibitive if it's not your guy or your main PC focus.
Yeah, and then there's parallels. I think 3 parallels to it, so pretty awesome. If you do pull one, we also had 1920 Upper Deck Premier Hockey drop as well. $210 a box, 1 pack per box, 6 cards per pack. You're going to get 1 acetate autograph patch card, 1 additional autograph, 2 additional memorabilia cards, and 2 base cards. 100 card base set, and there's 2 tiers. Tier 1's out of $299. Tier 2 is out of $199. You're going to see Pursuing Greatness, Signature Award winners, and Signature Champions of some of the autograph lines. There's a handful of retro designs as well, which is the 2002-2003 Premier Collection Retro Super Rookie auto patch, and then the 03-04 Premier Collection Retro Plexi autos are in there. What's cool about this is like the second highest in release they have to the Cup every year. And there are some really just good looking cards. And on card acetate autos. And you look at that, yeah, that patch that Steph was showing for the Blackhawks is awesome. The Kobe Dash there. That looks good. Kirby Dash, sorry. But no, and just some mega, like the mega premier patch there, just a huge hunk of Blues jersey.
Center jersey, yeah. No, and with the draft tonight, hockey's going to be huge, so I'm sure several of these boxes probably sell. A huge price point, but I mean, look at some of the stuff you're getting.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you're only getting 6 cards, but at $200 at this price, at this time and age of where cards are, and you're getting 2 autographs and 2 memorabilia cards and a couple of low-numbered base cards, then, you're going to get some stuff in a box.
Can't do it wrong.
Yeah, also dropping today, 2021 Topps NHL Sticker Collection, $40 a box, 50 packs per box, 5 stickers per pack. You're going to get a pillar foil sticker in each pack as well. It's a 670 card sticker set. It's a 78-page album. The album comes with 10 stickers, and 4 of them are photo variant exclusives. It's the second year Topps has had this in a row. Each team gets a 2-page spread with key players and season highlights. There are 100 subset stickers, which are All-Star Game, All-Stars, All-Star Puzzle, third threads that focus on alternate jerseys, mascot puzzle, Topps Hockey Classics, and there's also a separate NHL Topps of Decade theme for players, Stanley Cup playoffs, and finals. So lots of cool stickers in there. If you have a team, you're getting a full 2-page spread, which is awesome. You get to see all of your team, and they're going to have different things on there, highlights, and your key guys. Nice big set, and fun to chase down all the old stickers back in the day. It's a good thing I think, a good way to get started collecting because they're fun. So
well, and it doesn't list it here, but this is probably one of the cheaper products for hockey. It's probably going to be $1 a pack for 5-10 stickers, five stickers exactly.
Yeah.
And if you want to get a kid into either hockey or collecting, this isn't a bad route. You don't have to worry about the condition so much. They can play with them. They can put them on their binder, go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with the Disney's Onward.
Okay.
From Panini, we had a lot of fun with that one, and the only thing that sucked was it, they were available at the dollar store, and we're missing the decent amount, 30, 40 of them, and there's nobody that has them on eBay, at least not in the United States. Somebody at one point had it from the UK, but by the time you pay for them and shipping and everything, it was like, I'm not paying $50 still not to complete the binder.
Yeah. Also, 2020 Panini National Treasures Collegiate Football drops Friday, $725 a box, just in time for payday. 1 card per pack, 8 cards per 1 pack per box, 8 cards per pack, 6 autographs and or mem cards, 1 base or parallel card, and 1 additional card. It's a 149 card base set, all numbered 99 or less. The autograph memorabilia uses bowl, conference, and championship logo patches. The autographs are on card as well. Notable nicknames, some of which have inscriptions and team logos. and they're going to have on-card signatures as well, and those are all going to be top from the top draft picks in the 2020 NFL Draft. They also have college teammates turn NFL draft picks paired up in the dual signatures, and then there's also a combo player signature booklet with oversized pieces of memorabilia and an autograph, of course. So lots of college stuff and NFL rookies coming out in this product.
So I don't know that we tacked it on for this week, but there was a video that went around where a athlete was discussing, what essentially it takes to get signatures in a product. And he said, the agents or the Players Association will negotiate, and essentially for entry-level guys, it's like $1 a card, which isn't horrible.
Yeah, it was Chris Gronkowski talking about cards, and he goes, if you're of a star or veteran, you can get up to over $100 a card.
Probably more for some of these guys.
Yeah.
But you'd think that you'd get a little bit more than just a scribble cursive of some letters.
Yeah, like Steven Montez has a really clean, nice autograph, but Laviska Shenault has less. But, Chenault's probably signed 10, 15 times what Montez has signed.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, I thought it was a quick video. I think if you're not like Chris Gronkowski what he and his brothers have done, like in the business world with like their energy shaker thingies and some of the other stuff they've done post playing in the NFL. Really, and Gronk, Rob is kind of crazy, but he's never spent $1 of his NFL salary. He's lived off his endorsement money and bonuses and all the rest of it, like Marshawn Lynch. And you think those two guys would be the last two guys to be the smartest dudes with their money, but they have been probably two of the smartest NFL guys I've heard of with doing that. And Steve Smith's another one. He went and worked some financial place and found out about something called compound interest and changed his life, he said, more than playing in the NFL. Like he said, I was able to have my money make money for my money, and my money's making money on my money and my money.
Oh, yeah. If you, especially with the amount of money you have, right?
Yeah.
You got that kind of money, you can find a place that's going to offer you a decent return on compound interest. Oh, dear geez. Yeah. And if you're not touching it, I forget the gentleman's name from the Detroit Lions.
Ryan Broyles.
Yeah, Broyles. That was living off of like $65,000, $55,000 a year.
Yeah.
And he didn't make a whole bunch of money, but I think he made like $3-4 million. But he and his wife were, living at a average,
Yeah, and they also had a defensive back, and his name slips my mind now, that was doing similar stuff, and he was actually buying properties, and he had a property management company started. And he was living off his salary as a property management, like, CEO, basically, versus what he was in his NFL money. And it's just smart to see these guys, like, and I know that the Royals thing, I know we're way off topic, but I just found it was interesting. Like, he goes, I bought like a couple of nice suits for the season, and I would rotate them. He goes, we have guys in full crazy outfits every week they wear once, and they spent $1,000 or $2,000 on them. He goes, these aren't guys that are making Matt Stafford money, hundreds of millions of dollars. These are guys that are making, $750,000 a year, and that's before taxes, before agents, before union dues and all the other things you have to pay for, trainers and whatever you're doing. And he's just like, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Who cares? You're going to play a football game. Like, yeah, like you wear shorts and t-shirts probably 6 days a week. And like when you found out Warren Sapp had to file bankruptcy because of his shoes, he was buying shoes.
Allen Iverson. I mean, there's so many guys that old 30 for 30, I think it was, that called Broke.
Broke.
Just eye-opening. But there's a guy recently that just won $6 million in the California State Lottery, I think up in like Folsom, El Dorado Hills area of California. 4 scratchers, the last one, $6 million. And after taxes, lump sum, you get $3.2 million. A few years back, World Series of Poker winner won like $3 million, and they're like, "Oh, you gonna retire?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "I'm a lawyer. I make like $500,000 a year. He goes, $3 million for me is only a few years' salary. He goes, I'll spend some of it. And I goes, I'll put most of it, and it's not retirement money. $3 million is not retirement money anymore when you're not smart with it, for one. It sounds a lot like it's a lot more money than it is. Yeah, it's life-changing money, no doubt. But it's not necessarily retirement money for most people. I mean, if you're making $80,000 to $100,000 a year, use a little bit of it, have some fun, pay off your house, pay off your cars, go on a 3-month vacation. Most of us can't retire off that kind of money unless
you live in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I'm old. I'm probably not going to. I'm going to say something stupid. I'm going to say something stupid to somebody on Twitter and get killed. So we all know that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's retirement money for me.
Yeah. So make sure you check out Ryan Cracknell's articles on Beckett.com/news for more details on all these new releases. Lots of in-depth stuff in there. What's brewing next week's releases? We have 2020 Topps Gold Label Baseball. Is that new? I don't know. Oh no, it's always
It's been
no,
it's a great product. Don't start. Don't go there.
The stupid tears.
Listen.
I forgot that.
Listen,
it's like Topps
it's
Tech.
great.
2020 Panini Spectra football, and then which was supposed to come out this week but got pushed. And then 2020 Chronicles, Panini Chronicles. Contenders baseball. We already had Chronicles baseball. This is Contenders baseball. Comes out next week. Infield chatter, a hobby talk section. Gretzk at low Ed Hung Low, which I love. Great Twitter handle. Please don't hesitate to let me know if you come across the Y. So he's building Gretzky.
He's not talking about the YMCA.
No. Chronology Letterman, Wayne Gretzky, he has everything but the Y. All the autograph patch letters from Chronology. Holy moly. That's
all
pretty crazy.
By the Great One, all in the Edmonton jersey, with an Edmonton jersey signed in the background.
By Connor McDavid.
By McDavid, right. I was getting there. Which, by the way, I hope he gets healthy. Recently got diagnosed.
No, with COVID.
And
COVID.
Hope he rebounds first of all. But yeah, no, that's an amazing patch that I can't stress how well Upper Deck does these in general. But to have the Great One, these are probably numbered no more than 10, 15, 20.
Maybe.
If that's amazing.
It's the second batch. There was somebody who was building a shield. Remember that, the jersey shield, and they were missing like the center patch forever, and they finally came across it a couple years back. That was pretty cool. But this is sick.
And
they have all the.
You might need to replace the breaker sticker on that just to match all the rest.
Yeah,
but that's my ADHD.
Well, hey, speaking of which, hold on. So I got my Bretts here from all my livings, or all my Project 2020s, and this is the Don C one that came, and then I got this one's by Vetus, right? By the way, his cards look way better in person than they do in the ads.
They look better in the sunlight.
But tell me something. What is wrong with this one touch? It's about a quarter inch shorter than all of the other one touches that have come.
Show it one more time. Oh wow!
Yeah.
I've
got a Ricky Henderson like that. It's
pissing me off. I don't mind that all of the other ones. All of these are all different size thicknesses in all different brands, but these are the same freaking height.
Yeah, they'll display. Project 2020 is an unmitigated disaster, top to bottom, left to right. If we were to make a movie about this, it could be a documentary. It could be a horror story. It could be a comedy, a drama, a thriller. It could be a financial fairy tale.
Yeah.
It
went from being what do they call those, a boondoggle to down, broke out in the basement, living outside, homelessness.
Yeah. I ended up popping last week for the Nolan Ryan by Vitus and the Shore Griffey for $10 shipped for the pair. They were released together the same Same day. It was the infamous day of 165,000.
The day
I
of
figured with
reckoning.
as much crap as I've talked on Twitter and on the show about them, I should probably own those two. And
Well, Cardboard Icon shared on ComC that there is a Shore Griffey that was 274.
Sounds about right.
It costs more to ship that card there than
no, yeah, yeah. I mean, my short came in a bubble mailer, so you figure $4, $3.50, $4, depending on how you're paying for it. You do it at the counter, $4.20. If I'm only paying $6, the Nolan Ryan, I paid $4.36 after tax. Somebody the next day tweets at me and says, "I got mine for $3," and I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
$325 currently, several available.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny if I was collecting one artist, I think Keith Shore would be the most fun to have.
Yeah,
Probably the easiest.
When this all ends, I want to get Chris Torres on here. Yeah, it looked good to go. When this all ends, I want us to get Chris Torres on and talk about this because he's been following in depth for quite a while. CRT Sports Cards. His website. He's got a lot of the pictures, everything, numbers updated. So a lot of good information there. I think it'd be fun to have him on. 500,000. Congratulations at 1 million Cubs. He tweets out, "It's here, the 500,000th Cubs card in my collection. I'm very happy it happened to be a Cubs legend, the Hawk. Thanks to Sedge Feather for the milestone card. It was a 1990 Upper Deck team card with Andre Dawson on there. The art card was number 500,000. He's getting, he's been doing this, 2.5 years now?
Something to that effect, yeah. Needs to update his header, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love it. I have about 500 or 600 sitting behind me. I usually try to get about 800 or 1,000 to send to him before I do. So he has a nice big lot to add, so I can at least move a couple of numbers for him. But that is awesome. I love following him, and Bo's such a nice dude. He definitely he's a great guy. Part of our Midwest bureau.
Yeah, it's how fitting is it that his 500,000th card was an Expos legend?
Yeah, I thought he was a Marlins legend.
He really was. I mean, why would you want to flaunt that? I mean, granted, it's a great card, but how about you get an actual Cubs player? Not an Expos legend.
And how about you get an actual athlete, not a commercial star?
What do you expect from a guy who's a Cardinals fan collecting Cubs cards anyway?
Speaking of unmitigated disasters.
Hey, I almost wore this hat tonight. That would have been my favorite thing to do.
You could have just wore a trash can on your head. That joke's like 4 months old.
Yeah. We had the 2020 NHL draft. What started last night, Steph, and what's going on today. Lots of talk about the number 1 overall pick who went to the Rangers. Left winger, Alexis Lafreniere.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get it right?
So?
Yes. Sounds like a good name. Like, that sounds like the winner, right? And then the number 2 pick went to the Kings, and they took center Quentin Bayfield. The third pick went to the Senators.
Quentin Byfield. But the interesting tidbit for him was that he's now the highest drafted African American player in hockey history.
Nice.
Second overall.
Wasn't there a Major League Baseball player? His son plays hockey.
I think so.
I don't remember off the top of my head. And then the third pick went to the Senators, which came from the San Jose Chokes, and they took left winger from Germany, Tim Stutzel. The fourth pick went to the Red Wings, and they took a left winger, Lucas Raymond. And the Senators then had the fifth pick, so they had 2 of the top 5. They took a defenseman, Jake Sanderson. And I want to say thank you to the NHL top 5 teams here for getting names I could pronounce in the top 5 picks. I stopped there because it started getting kind of hard. I didn't want to mess them up. What's that guy that plays for the Blackhawks that I messed up his name?
Mm-hmm. Jonathan Toews.
Jonathan Toews, yeah. Does not say Taves. That says Toes. There's no A.
There's no V.
It's hockey. What can you say?
It's like I said Toes, not Toe. They all can't spell. Anyway,
No,
so Steph, you
I
have to bring us in. Besides Lafreniere, anybody super awesome we need to watch from this top five list?
Well, I do know that our team went on a good bit of a trade frenzy, trading away this guy, that guy, picking up extra picks here and there. But also,
That's
I
the
like
Dallas Stars, right?
no, San Jose and Nashville actually. Trading away Dubnyk and Donato for extra picks that we used to get extra higher picks to pick some guys that we wanted. I do like that, much like the NHL, the NFL, hockey, and Upper Deck did a pretty good job of presenting these guys. Upper Deck's kind of thrown a advertising campaign behind Collect Alexis with the L's as hockey sticks.
And he's totally, an exclusive with them as well, right?
Yes, him and Beidfeld. I would totally wear the sweatshirt. Just need to go on upperdeck.com and pick one up. But no, it was a pretty good, strong class. All of the top 3-4 guys, they were all guaranteed to go where they did. And I did like seeing that once we got around to the hundreds, you start getting some of the foreign, the Swedish, the Russian guys getting draft picked.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome. Next week, we're going to have, I misspoke last week. I said we're going to have John P. on this week. I mixed up my dates. He's going to be on next week, and he's a hockey collector. So that's going to be nice to have somebody on that can speak some hockey with us as well. So. And then, real quick, other breaking news on the 21st, we're going to have Dub Mentality himself, Joey Shiver, live on the show.
I don't remember the whole conversation, but I remember I roped him into that one. I did something to disagree with him, and I was like, "Why don't you come on the show?" And
he said he'd come on anytime we want. We just have to let him know. He's on.
I like it better where I suckered him into, but. Yeah, he fell right into my evil trap, and now he has to come on and talk to us.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't know that you guys saw this. I don't know how much you actually watched the NHL draft, but they cut to a live shot of the last round of the last pick of the first round. Apparently, the person's mother. Is hard of hearing. So when they announced his draft pick, they actually signed it saying that he was getting drafted, which was a wonderful touch. And then the Ottawa Senators gifted known hockey fan and Canadian Alex Trebek the Jeopardy slots, where they full on did this player was selected by the Ottawa Senators in the third overall in the 2020 NHL draft. Who is? And then Trebek announced who it was.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, in that his health is kind of waning, that's amazing for them to reach out and ask, hey, do you want to do this? That's just a fan outreach, It's really cool.
I want to get into the Topps 2020 factory sets. So there's some parallel sets to chase. So
there are.
They released, there's the hobby set. And by the way, on Topps.com, they had the hobby set. You could buy the hobby factory set today. I saw it for $65. And on major retailers online, they're going for over $100. And what's cool in there is they have the foil board parallels at a $229. And then there's a retail blue version that's out there, and those are going to have 5 rookie variations. Then Target has a special one. It's a purple one that has 5 rookie variations plus 1 chrome rookie variation. Walmart has a green version that has 5 rookie variations, a 5 foil parallels at a 264. And then they also have sets that are randomly gold stars, or their blue parallels out of $2.99, or the set's an orange parallel out of $99, and then there's one foil refractor set, which is a one of one set, which we heard is a redemption.
Yes.
So,
and you know, there was some speculation on that, and I wouldn't doubt that. What happens is you get the full-on base set, and then there's just one extra card saying, "Hey, redeem this for a one-of-one extra set." But as I just showed, I do have the Walmart green factory box, and I did promise once I showed them off and did my little review on Twitter that I would rip the numbered cards to show you guys what I got.
Let's do it.
I'm calling in some excess help from Angela here to bring me the other box, because it's in the other room ready to be shipped to a Big Ship 79. But, so front card, upside down. Let's see here. That is Roberto Perez. I don't know what I want to call him, Salvi. That's definitely an Indian. And also from the Indians, Yu Chang, number 231 at 264. But let's see who those middle three are. Using Donruss's Rapture kind of lined foil parallel. Next card up, Jonathan Daza? Not sure. Card number 146. So these are not they're not all numbered the same. Next up, Dom Nunez. I'm flipping that the wrong direction. Kind of cool. Got a rookie again. The big one, Nico Horner, numbered 25 of 264. And as we'd said, Yu Chang, 231 of 264.
That's nice, Steph. That Nico,
right?
Oh, do some money, make some money for you right there, bro.
Should. And there's Ange with the next pack. Thank you. That's not in. It went. Next show, we'll rip it down.
All right. Goofballs. 20. Speaking of more retail, 2020 Bowman Chrome Mega Boxes made a surprise debut. Somebody on Facebook shared a picture of it. It was unexpected. It dropped out of the sky. We were unaware. It's going to have purple, pink, blue, green, gold, orange, and red and rose gold parallels in there. There's some super short print image variations that are like one in every 125 packs. There's also autographs, which are one every 9 packs. The box is you get 2 exclusive Chrome Mega box packs. There are 5 cards per pack, and then 5 packs of 2020 Bowman Chrome Baseball, which are 5 cards per pack. So getting 7 packs in there. I've not seen a checklist yet. Very limited information, as this kind of just was dropped on everybody here recently. So, if you see this, it could make you some extra coin if you want to flip it or hold on to it. So, yeah, more parallels for you to chase there, Ben. The best part is Ben's still on mute, so,
I was able to pick up the blue set, so I was pretty excited about that.
Nice.
But yeah, that'd probably be it. Somebody on Facebook's got an orange set, but that might get a little too pricey.
Yeah, my thing is if you had like one or match the team color, that's always kind of a fun parallel slot. But I know you and your, obsession. You guys gonna pull it out, dude? You guys gonna beat the Astros?
The guy wearing a black Kansas City hat.
Well, I'm mourning the end of our season.
Obviously,
Which, I just to be honest. Oh, there you go. All right, we're gonna step out so we can see you by yourself.
Kyle Hendricks on the front, Amir Garrett on the back. Card number 178 of 264. Seeing who the middle 3 are. Next up, we've got Austin Romine, card number 73 of 264. Next up, you've got, I so cannot read, Anibal Sanchez, who I didn't think was still playing, card number 78 of 264. And finally, D. Gordon, 71 of 264.
Nice.
As well as Amir Garrett, who's...
I think it's interesting that they did like these parallel factory sets this year too, right? The gold, the blue, the orange. Kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Is it just because they wanted to make more cards?
Well, and someone did the math on, well, if these are numbered to such and such, then there are X amount of this card, and then based on the parallels, there's X amount of these and X amount of these, so that they produced roughly like 63,000, something to that effect, sets. But I will definitely give them props. They picked nice colors for the borders.
Yeah.
With the star parallels.
I think that's kind of cool. Maybe because that was supposed to be the All-Star set. Right?
That would make sense since they didn't produce it this year.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. But with the two colors that they did choose, it's a nice, would be a nice surprise as you're opening your box, if you ever open the box. Hey, I got the 101 set.
Oops, I didn't know. Yeah, that's why I bought mine at Target for little Robbie. So
they did say for what it's worth, the 101 set is from Walmart.
Yeah.
So
PSA sent an update to collectors back on October 1st. They said they're going to doubled their capacity since January and continue to expand with aggressive hiring and website upgrades. They can't grow fast enough to keep up with the current demand. So they're looking at pricing and service levels to be affected to align within the demand. And the Collectors Club is...
If they say factory set on the back. This year they do not. The foil numbered ones do not as well, but the rookie variations say complete sets.
Interesting. The Collector Club sold out for PSA. The economy service is being the most impacted, and they're suspending that level, obviously, I guess. And the PSA dealer, they're starting a PSA dealer submission thing where you have to have a formal agreement with PSA to submit group submissions, which is interesting. We've talked about this before. They continue to have slow times and raise their prices and change minimums and maximums, and where you can value cards. Like if you have what they call an ultra modern card, which I think falls into like this year and last year, the collecting world, you're paying through the nose to get this graded. The pricing has just been, and it keeps going up, and people just keep shoving the cards their way, and they're trying to hire like crazy, but we've talked enough about grading. I just thought we should share the information. If you guys want to do it, enjoy, have fun with it.
So you're saying I should rush this off to PSA now?
Yeah, you should drive it over there yourself since you're close.
Well,
put it in a one touch. Put it in a one touch, and send it to Bo. LCS, the LCS won't sell me supplies. So at Cardi C Baseball tweeted, I was told at a local hobby shop that he doesn't sell supplies to someone that doesn't spend at least $50 on cards. I was picking up a bag of team bags and 2 one-touches. Easy way for me to order from Blowout. Are you kidding me?
I just
I understand that's like a $10 or $12 sale, right? Not a money maker. Like you're not, retiring off that. Supplies have the biggest markup in the store. Yeah. I understand they're on short supply right now because of being able to get product into the United States. But good Lord, then don't sell them, you douchebag.
Right?
Are you kidding me?
It seems like an odd role to institute, especially since, as I was saying, we just went to the shop yesterday, bought 4 one-touches, 2 odd-size 4x6 top loaders, and some odd-sized pages, and guy had no problem. Hey, here you are.
Well, my thing is like maybe you'll limit the number you can purchase. Like, hey, you can't buy the full box. You can buy 10 or something at a time or whatever.
Buy my of pages, but you can buy a box of my pages. Sure.
Yeah.
I
just dumb.
was actually at Chevron earlier, and I wanted to buy a candy bar because I was going into a diabetic coma, and they're like, "Hey, unless you get $50 worth of gas, you can't get this Kit Kat bar." False. That didn't happen, dude. You're a retailer. You're there to sell stuff. I don't care if your guy comes in there for $600 worth of stuff and he can't buy some penny sleeves. Yeah, limit it. Cool. I can understand that right now, but don't tell them you can't buy them.
It's a joke.
I would be flipping the LCS owner off as I'm walking backwards out of his store. Wouldn't be the first time an LCS told me I wasn't allowed back. It's like, dude, you're here to make money. Okay? It's like stupid, man. Sorry, you can't buy, your Doritos at the Walmart because you didn't buy 3 cases of beer. Come on. Get the hell out of here.
Right. My card is still red and says Visa.
Yeah. The money cashes. Cardi C was very smart though not to tell us who it was, because if that dude was on Twitter, I would have had fun for about 2 minutes before he blocked my ass.
Well, that's what kind of curious to see what area he's in, but it doesn't list it on his profile. Yeah, exactly, Ange. They are limited about amount of people qualified to be hired by the card companies. Please keep them in mind when asking them to hire more quickly, and shut up and take my money.
Yeah. Everything is for sale for the right price, right? Well, not unless you spend X amount of dollars. Gotcha. Okay. I didn't catch that memo at Business 101 school.
Well, no, see, because you bought 5 cases of country music stars, you can actually buy into this nicer, better product now.
I understand. This is one of those things, like, in my head, as the LCS owner, I understand why he would do this, but then when the words come out of your mouth, it just seems like something Michael Scott would say, where probably shouldn't have said that. The episode where he tells Toby, "Let me see," and he's like, "That sounded different before it came out of my," it's just like, come on, dude. Be a smart business person, and I'm sure he's trying to do right by his bigger buyers, but that weeds out the smaller buyers, and it pisses him off. And
sure,
it's not good business long term, because let's say that the world goes back to normal 6 months from now, a year from now, you've lost a contingency of buyers that were legitimately coming in there to buy. And you don't know how much money I got. When I used to teach sales courses, I used to tell that every time. It was one of the first lessons I taught. Do not sell out of your own pocketbook. Just because Cardi C's coming in there today for some one touches and some penny sleeves doesn't mean he's not going to come in there and drop thousands of dollars next week on such and such product. You don't know, but now you've pissed him off. Good luck getting his business back.
Yeah, maybe he's going to come and buy all the national treasures up,
Yeah, you don't know.
Speaking of spending some money, eBay sales. This is from Pull Off Daddy. At Watch the Breaks. It's getting bad when I have a $500 card offer on a card on eBay, but frankly, I'm scared to accept because I fully expect a return. Even though I've stated the condition clearly and returns aren't accepted and communicated this to the potential buyer twice.
So it's horrible that we even have to think of it like this. Just expecting a return. Yeah. I can get if you only have one picture of the front of the card and someone wants to return it because the back's all scratched up or has paper loss if it's a vintage card. But as a seller and the current structure that eBay has in place as far as returns, it's kind of ridiculous that it's come to this. And last of all, it's with an apostrophe.
It's also Twitter too, and your limits on characters tiny.
Yeah. Nope. That first thing I'm losing is first thing I'm doing is looking for the word "and" to see if I can use an ampersand instead.
Yeah.
And because I use the ellipsis all the time, which is not punctually correct ever, hardly ever, I always have to look to see how many times I use that and whether or not it's necessary. But no, I mean, I have to say the same thing. I mean, I'm not selling anything on eBay over 50, 60 bucks because I just don't feel comfortable. And if that's your first thought, then the system
It's
is
scared,
broken.
right? Yeah, no, and it's the thing. Like I sold it. So I had a rip card. One of my boxes of Allen and Ginter was a Jackie Robinson mini, which I sold to a guy and shipped out the next day. And he got it like 2 days later. And then he sends me a picture like 3 days later, and he said that some of the rip cards had like this weird, where like the rip was like there was like an indent. He showed me a Piazza and somebody else that he had purchased. But I looked at the scan of my card and the picture of my card, and mine didn't have that. And I sent it to him, and he sent me back a picture of a Jackie Robinson with it. I said, dude, that's not my card. That's not the card I sent you. I scanned the card on my computer, and I have a clear image of it right here in front of me, and that's what I posted. And that's the picture I also have. I took of the card when I opened it. I said, so, I also, and I'm not gonna. So we're gonna see what happens. I mean, it's only 20 something bucks, right? But I kind of just,
Well, and you just know
waiting to
that
see how this plays out.
if you fight it off long enough, they're just going to send you back the one that you didn't send them.
Yeah, I know. But, we'll see what happens. But it's frustrating to me. It's like really like, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so sell at your own risk, I guess, because eBay just gives two shits about the seller. So
Apparently.
Yeah.
No, it's see, we've talked about this before. This hobby is the only hobby that I'm aware of that is predicated on human performance. It's you collect bottle caps, you collect coins, you collect stamps. Those aren't going to go with the ebb and flow of this rookie guy with the Rays going on a tear and then goes on a 0 for 27 streak right after you just bought something for $90. And the simple fact that one of eBay's returns specifically says I found it at a better price or a cheaper price or however stupid way they say it. It's like, come on, man, that shouldn't even be an option. I went and bought
at
it
least in the
good faith.
collectibles
Yeah, I mean,
genre.
you bought it for what you thought was fair market worth today. We've all been burned. We've all bought something far higher than we could have got it the next day or the following week. I mean, you see it all the time with flagship short prints.
Well, the other thing that frustrates me too with eBay is that they ding you for the USPS being slow in shipping.
Yeah.
I've sent stuff in a bubble mailer with tracking that was 2 or 5 days or whatever the first class is, and it took 7 or 8 days to get there, and I got dinged as the seller because it wasn't delivered fast enough, even though I packaged it up, shipped it, and it was scanned in the time frame, because I always have 2 business days from when you buy it to when I ship it out. So, most of the time I do it that same day or the next day. It gets shipped out just depending on the time of day you buy it. And so I'm always within that time frame of shipping them out and putting them in the mail and them getting scanned at the post office. But then after that, because they shipped it wrong, I'm getting dinged because they're going slow. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I have zero control after I drop it off, right?
Right.
So, it's the stupid. There's no other. I mean, there's other options. eBay's just the biggest one and the one people go to the most. It's like you have to take it the shorts because you go. It's like this. The most eyes are going to see it there. It's the Walmart effect, right? Like, they could care less about the consumer or how their store looks or anything like that, as long because they know people are just going to come in and buy it because of the price and the selection, no matter how they're treated or how it looks or smells or
because they run everyone else out of the business.
Yeah.
If you look at it like this, that you're single and you're going to a place where 90% of all of the available single, men and women are, regardless of the fact that the food sucks and the beer's watered down and the toilets are always dirty and the parking lot's overflowing. Yeah, there's other places you could go, but you're going to go where everybody knows your name, so to speak. eBay's got, the majority of the market. If you want to sell it and sell it quick, eBay is going to be the most effective and efficient way to do so. you're just going to have to deal with the excessive fees and the fact that their buyer protection is ridiculous from a seller's perspective.
Yep.
That's why most of us do it, because we feel like, well, what is my alternative? We've seen Collector Revolution, we've seen other fly-by-night websites that have kind of come and gone in the past, and there's other options right now to sell. Obviously, you got ComC and Beckett Marketplace and whatnot, but it's just not as fluid.
I only do my sales on Craigslist, sir.
Yeah,
That's goofy. So what is in a base set? So a great Twitter handle about the cards tweeted out: if a company has an SP Auto memorabilia as part of their quote base set, are they required to consider the set complete? Are they required to have the set complete? The poll was 38 responses, which of 29% said yes and 71% said no. This goes back to the Donruss set, where they had four short print cards.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, yeah, you need to have those have a complete set, because we're giving stuff a hard time, because that's how I completed the set. I don't think autographs or short prints should always have to be included, but a lot of times short prints need to be included, like Heritage, right? High number, like Heritage, you have the short prints, the last, 100 cards in there, short prints. Is it a complete Heritage set if you don't have the short prints? Take out the autographs.
Yeah,
the set includes.
It is, because the base is listed as 1 through 425, with the short prints being 426 through 500. So you have the difference between the base set and the master base set.
Master
base.
Oh, okay.
So, and if we're going off what they're listed, can you consider a Bowman complete without the prospects and the Chrome prospects, since those are just inserts?
But you can have a base Bowman set, but it's no fun without the other homies. It's,
but no, I specifically mentioned this one because for the early to mid 2000s, you had David Wright, auto rookie, Joe Mauer, auto rookie, and I guess maybe Gavin Floyd as part of the quote unquote base set for 2002 Bowman Chrome. Towards the end of the set, it just went from being regular Chrome cards to autographed versions of these guys. And completing that set with those guys in that is a huge hurdle.
Interesting.
So yeah, if it's an autograph, no. If it's a short print, then it depends on where you want to draw the line, and we all have to answer that individually, because it's like a rookie card, right? It's not uniform, or universally accepted. But see, now here's something else, because I recently got the majority of my Chronicles stuff in, and there are 27 or I don't know. There's a lot of base cards across. So is Obsidian and Phoenix and Limited and Certified, are those all individual?
That thing does not count as a set whatsoever.
But the single scorecard that your team has count as a continuation of the 2013 score brand?
No.
See, but like it's for me when I put my team sets in, it's like, well, I've got to put Obsidian in because they made 4 of them, and they made 4 Mosaic, but they only made 1 Certified. So that's not. It's just it gets extremely convoluted, and you have to answer that for yourself. Where do you particularly choose to collect, and how do you want to define this versus that? But the fact that we're having this conversation at all shows you how asinine it is to begin with. It should be clearly cut and dried. It should be as simple as pineapple belongs on pizza.
Well, but I mean, even if you think about vintage here,
Ben Wilson is no longer in this podcast for saying pineapple belongs on pizza. It is not.
Kind of deserved that. No, but I mean, think vintage, like 72 Tops. Is it complete without the high series?
Yeah.
The Notorious 67, Notorious high series.
You're talking things a lot of collectors these days are like, because they don't like anything past the last release they've forgotten about. Quote collectors.
Obviously, if there's a continuation of the numbering system, because we've talked about this before, is update Series 3 or is it an independent? It's not part of the complete set. So Topps is acknowledging that it's not Series 3 per se because it's independent numbering, etc.
But it does belong together.
Call it what you want.
It's like it's a half brother, right?
Yeah, halvesies, holesies kind of a thing. Yeah, it's like, it's a standalone, but it's also part of it. But when it comes to base, I would say Heritage is incomplete if you don't have those back 75. You don't need Heritage high numbers because that's a new set. But then there's other people that are going to say,
you kind of do.
Then you don't have the master set, so you don't really have the complete set.
The high numbers is where it's at because that's where all your good rookies are going to be.
Yeah. Lately we've seen in Heritage that all the good stars are short prints now.
Short prints, yeah.
But,
guys, $25 value. Our buddy Houdini at Cheap Run Breaks tweeted this out. Now there was a series of I think 7, 8, 9 tweets. I did the first 4 and one of the towards the end because there was a lot of information here, but I think I pulled out some of the most important ones. Let's discuss 2020 Topps Chrome Sapphire. I've seen some amazing single boxes and some dreadful single boxes. I've seen people point to a single bad box and claim it $25 in value and pontificate that means the product is trash. Are they right? I think first we have to go back to 19 Topps Chrome Sapphire. Such a fun rip, right? I opened more of them in 2019 than anyone out there, so I have some thoughts. The big 4. There were 4 big rookies with Tatis, Vladdy, Alonso, and Eloy that turned into 5 when Kesta heated up too. In a 700 card set, the odds of hitting any one card in 31 card base box is 1 card in every 22 and a half. The odds of hitting one of the big 4 was one of the big 4 is 1 in every 5.6 cards. This is blurred a bit because Eloy and Keston often hit in the same box. There are other great cards like Mike Trout, etc. Plus, the big 4 all had autos, which slightly increased your odds, but only slightly. For instance, it took me over 100 boxes last year to hit a Tatis auto. I also hit about a dozen in a 40-box span once, too. Your auto was probably Jacob Nix. My only point is maybe your level of expectation on a single box of 32 cards in a 700-card checklist, or maybe my point is, to level your expectations on a single box. Base rookies are the way to go, in my opinion. Not every box will have a Robert, Lux, Lewis, and Alvarez rookies with a color Tatis rookie cup and the auto of McKay. So these boxes are currently selling for around $400 on eBay, and the MSRP on them was $3 or $299 from Topps. I like what he says here because you open one box of a product, it's not a good sample size of said product. But also, too, you have to have a certain expectation of there's 700 cards in this set. You're going to get 31 base cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Out of 700. And maybe there's 4 you're looking for. Then, dumbass, just go buy the 4. Don't open the box.
Yeah. And to his point about odds and how odds work is, if you really study statistical odds, it's not 1 in 22 cards because we don't know the correlation. That's assuming that there's perfect correlation.
Yeah, and this is a perfect world if everything was equal.
You flip a coin, it's not 50-50. Most people would suggest it's closer to 52-48 that you're going to get one versus the other. So when you start to really get into statistical odds, it's probably much higher than 1 in 22 because, like you said, there's certain players that were falling in the same packs, in the same boxes. So is it 1 in 22? That's a great baseline. It's probably a lot harder than that. It's just like when you go on Facebook and you're scrolling through, just got a hanger box, and I pulled this awesome card out of 5 that was, gonna net me $3,000. And then everybody, and this is really where it got into it, right? Everybody wants to go buy it now because your odds of hitting that are look, this guy did it, I can do it. Well, no, because nobody's showing you the crap. The fact that this guy's also spent $1,500 on crap over the last 2 years. It's really interesting insight. especially since he opened so much of last year's product. I looked on Sport Lots for some singles. The first stuff that hit were like anywhere from $10 to $40 per card. I'm just like, hey, that just saved me a ton of money because no thanks. And I'm as big of a sapphire guy as they come as far as aesthetics.
Well, and that's just it. Some of these sets are pretty nice looking, but when people are asking outrageous prices for what's essentially a base card for a baseline product, it gets to be a bit ridiculous. And, also to collation issues. I mean, if people want to complain that they're not getting this one guy's card, well, okay, fine. We'll go truly random, and you can end up where you get the same guy in the same pack like you used to do.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not complaining because these are pretty sharp Randy Johnsons. But, careful what you ask for. Everyone wants the 1-of-1, the Mike Trout auto. You're not going to get it, more than likely. And that's why, at least on my feed, me and Angela try to show, hey, yeah, sure, we got a Yogi Berra out of Diamond Kings, but in my box, I got crap.
Well, and that's why I like where he said your auto was probably this.
Jacob Nix.
Because that's what was probably being pulled a tremendous amount of times on you're more than likely going to get that. If About the Cards hosted a class on Trading Cards 101, one of the first lessons we would teach and throw out there is you have to understand the product, the program that you're opening. And Alan and Ginter, we've talked about this, is so funny because every year you get experienced and newbie collectors that bitch about it. What is this crap? I just pulled this random card of a tractor or an animal. And for us, and when I say us, not just the three of us, but us as a hobby, collectively, that understand Alan and Ginter, like it or not, we know that that's what it's going to be. You're gonna pull a tractor card next to a Charlie Day card, next to a Cody Bellinger card. That's what's going to be your pack, and that's okay. If you don't like that, don't buy it. So again, it goes back to this: if you're going to invest anything whatsoever, just your time looking on it really is what it comes down to. Let alone actually, using, your money. Don't at least know what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
We all invest so much of our time in the hobby. And yes, that's the proper use of that word because it is our time and it is a finite resource that we have that's limited. We put so much passion and time in. Make sure you're doing the right thing with it because if you're online trying to buy and gobble up these products and getting pissed off on the back end when it doesn't net you, an 8x return, know what you're getting. Yeah, you got 31 cards of a 700 card checklist. You're going to pull Mike Fiers and you're going to pull, that's just the way it's going to be.
Well, and exactly. Me and Ange had some really good luck with Alan Ginter this year, this being our first box, pulling the Ricky book card and having a Wade Boggs relic and a printing plate and a generic non-sports relic. But at the same time, we also had this box, the first female coach in Major League Baseball, and two quote-unquote veterans, non-rookie, non-auto, just plain white patch for one of them. That was our box.
Yeah.
So, I guess what we should say is temper your expectations such that you're expecting this, and if you get something nicer, hey, so be it.
Yeah, and that's not a bad box because those are all cool relics, especially the female coach. Because what you opened the box for was to get base cards to attempt to build a complete set. So anything that you get should be seen as a bonus. But when you're opening the packs, hoping to land that Robert that Guerrero, that Dominguez auto out of 5 so that you can pay the next 6 months of your mortgage bill. Hey, good luck, man. You're gonna be so leveraged in debt that you're gonna file for bankruptcy. I would really love to know how many collectors, quote unquote collectors, have filed for bankruptcy over the last 2 years. There's got to be
upcoming too.
a decent amount.
No, it's scary. Like there was somebody that said, "Hey, I overspent on cards. I need to sell some stuff to pay for my wedding." I forgot which one of us posted that. So
yeah, I posted that this morning. That was on Facebook, and I was just like, "Dude, this guy." And then James Kukowski, our buddy, is like, "Hopefully, Mrs. Idiot doesn't see his post because that's bad."
Yeah.
When you're allocating, I had this conversation with Dr. Beckett where he's like, "You're one of the only people that I am aware of that fully funds the hobby through paycheck money." And I'm like, well, that's what I do for now. That doesn't mean it won't change 5 years from now when the kids are older and I have more time. And, it doesn't mean, years ago I had sold a lot more cards, but I was also opening products. My problem is I don't have anything to sell. I would have to go acquire inventory to be a part of a self-sustaining hobby for myself. But, that's the problem. People are spending money that should be allocated to other resources. In other words, money that they don't have. The big joke right now is that everybody spent their stimulus money, their unemployment money, their extended benefits on the hobby. If that's what you're doing, that's your decision. That's your choice. But that's a bad financial decision. And anybody that knows better will tell you that. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to be a financial planner and certified. You don't have to work at the Charles Schwab to know that if you're spending unemployment money on trading cards, it's probably not a good idea.
Well, unless you got a big severance or something.
Yeah.
Well, so and speaking of saving your money, I don't know if you guys saw this. PSA 3 Honus Wagner now becomes the most expensive vintage sold card. Any guesstimate on price, guys?
3.26 million.
3.5.
Oh, you son of a gun! See, I was going to come up with something, but I decided not to. Which is a good price for that card. But what's interesting is
the color is amazing.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a 3. First off,
well, the corners probably kill it, but the coloring is awesome.
Well,
it looks like there might be a crease in it or two, but.
And Steph, what would be considered mint for a T206? Is that a 5 or a 6?
It's somewhere in that range.
It's extremely low. So a very good 3 is actually close to being mint for that particular series, just because of its age. I think it's a 6 or something like that for 52 tops, I believe.
Yeah, it's funny getting back to the money stuff. I was talking to my mother-in-law today because the guy's finishing up doing our roof, and he works for a roofing company, but he does side jobs for certain people, and he's done a wonderful job. And he told me, hey, he's like, the only reason I do this is for fun money, right? He likes college football, and he likes to make wagers on college football, so some of it goes to that. Others are trips, and he has a Super B Charger, right? And that's how he funded buying this ridiculous car. And my father-in-law back in the day used to install car audio systems and alarms professionally, and then he would do side jobs. All of that funded his restoring of old Impalas that he had.
Yep.
And, so he didn't spend those guys aren't spending paycheck money with the family needs on their extravagances. And at some point, you can say trading cards could be an extravagance. And I'm pretty good about, in the last few years, not having to dip into that by buying stuff and selling it. And some of the things I've come across, I've come up on some really nice purchases and gotten kind of lucky to help really get that started. But, Ben's the guy, like, if he's, Dr. Beckett says one of the only guys, but he understands where his money's going. I mean, he's the man who uses the checkbook still. And I'm pretty sure I saw 70-year-old Ben today when I had to go into the bank to get cash. Oh, worst experience ever, trying to get your own money in cash from a bank.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible because I could only go to the ATM and pull out so much, but I needed larger bills and I needed more larger bills, and they were just giving me a hard time. And I'm like, dude, this is my money. You know,
I get to do that on Friday. Yeah, because
let me have it anyway. And so
banks. I go in, they ask me, what denomination do you want? How much do you want? Okay, here it is.
Is it your money?
Yeah.
Just checking because
my bank knows what to do, apparently.
Well, no, but the thing is the amount I was asking for. I had to go to 2 separate banks today to get enough money to pay for the roof. So
yeah, you're talking about once in a blue moon type purchase where it's not,
I understand. But if I was a rich dude and I was going to go to Vegas and I wanted to blow some money on some coke and some hookers, and I wanted to take out $9,000 because I don't want to be the government to be aware.
Yeah, but if you're the kind of guy that's got money for that stuff, that you're going to Vegas on a red eye.
You know what I'm saying? Though,
I'm just saying you're probably going to a bank where they're not going to ask a whole bunch of questions.
But it was goofy though. And then today, it was just like, I'm like, dude. And then I'm waiting, and this guy's filling out his checkbook as he's making the check deposits. And the lady goes, you could do that. He waited in a line of like 10 people, deposit 2 checks, and she goes, you could do this at the ATM, correct? Mm-hmm. And it deposit, you also can do mobile deposit. You can scan the checks with your phone. And he goes, no. And he's coming in, he's filling out the registries, he's depositing these checks, and I'm just like, when are we going to stop checks? Can we just get rid of checks?
So I recently had to buy some for my personal use as well as business, and they used to be, you get 4 books of 25, so 100 total checks, and they were like $18 or something like that. Now you only get 80, and it cost me $31. And I
have a book of checks from 1996 still.
Yeah, see, I only have two people that I write checks to on a regular basis. One's for daycare.
Tim, color your wall just change colors?
Me?
There goes again.
It's late where you live.
Real quick, Angela said credit unions rock. Angela, this was a credit union. Yeah. In a big way.
Yeah, I use a credit union. They didn't give me too much hassle. I took a couple.
It was just
dumb. Yeah, it's. But yeah, I get it. Hey, I would honestly.
The other thing though, I feel like The Sopranos.
I texted Heather, had a bunch of cash in my pocket, and I was like, I don't feel comfortable having this kind of money. And I had like $40 that she knew about, and she's like, "You don't feel comfortable having $40 in your wallet?" And I'm like, "No, it was the concrete money that I had in my wallet that I didn't feel comfortable with."
There's one last thing I want to hit before we leave tonight. So last Friday, I went to lunch with my buddy Matt up in not too far from here, but up in Rockland, and we had like a 2-hour lunch. It was awesome. I hadn't seen him for a little bit. It was good to have lunch. But on the way out, I was like, damn, I need to go by Target and get Robbie his team set or his factory set. So I'll go to Target. So I walk into Target in the middle of the afternoon on a Friday, and the guy just happens to be stocking the shelves. So I roll by and I'm like, hey, I see you have factory sets in. He's like, yeah, I do. He goes, I got to set them all up and take a picture before you guys can buy them. And I'm like, no, that's cool, bro. And so I went and I grabbed a couple other things around the store and I came back and he's still stocking. The dude was really, really slow. Like, I was like, you could speed up, and he was doing one hanger pack at a time, like slow. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I wait and this other guy comes up and we're chatting and I'm like, yeah, I'm here to pick up a factory set. He's like, yeah, I think I am too. And he's like, I'm going to pick up some of the Donners football. And I said, yeah, there's a lot of Donners football. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to buy it. Then he opens a box, and it's full of Chronicles basketball and Mosaic football. And the guy and I both look at each other, and we're like, oh, my purchasing habits just changed. And so I ended up buying some. We were talking to the vendor, and it was like, I let him do his thing. And he was starting to ask us about stuff. And I was like, I was telling him how we heard about people following from store to store. And he goes, any son of a bitch that follows me is going to have something else to talk to. And I looked at this dude. He's probably in his like mid 50s. And like, I was like, oh, damn, dude. And he was the big dude. And I was like, damn, dude. He goes, yeah, I grew up in South Sac. I know how to handle some business. And I was like, bro, you do. Like, And so, but he was super cool. He took his picture, and then he let us grab stuff. And the guy I was with, his name was James. He was super cool. We picked it up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna bust some of this." And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna open some too." And I'm selling the football stuff because the price was dumb on it. And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna open some of the basketball." But it was just funny because it was like just happened to be there, right? And I was like, "I'm not gonna be that dude," but then I was like, "Maybe I'll be that dude" because I had to wait anyway. But
Hey, it's one of those things that I know this is going to be hypocritical of me saying it. I'm not stupid.
yeah,
I mean, if I see Mosaic, I mean, but I'm not
these were
stupid.
$10.
But at the same time, here's the deal: if I get a job tomorrow as a vendor, you say this guy was slow. You say this guy was slow, right? I'm sorry, but if I know that there's going to be like 10 grown ass dudes waiting in line to buy this shit, damn right. Write it down. I'm one by one. I'm taking phone calls from my mom.
You know what I'm doing though? I'm gonna hang all the stuff up, take my picture, I'm gonna unhang it, I'm gonna put it back in the box, and I'm gonna go and buy it. You.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're honestly saying is happening right now. That there's a lot of backdoor stuff between vendors and
Managers and
employees and all kinds of stuff.
I can see that happening. Yeah. Anyway, guys, any final thoughts tonight before we head out?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, remember we're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, 10 Central. Make sure you subscribe and review our show on all platforms. Follow us on Twitter at About the Cards. Follow Ben at Our Trading Cards. You can always follow Steph at Junkwax Twins and follow me at Big Chef 79. Please share your hobby stories, great polls. Send your questions our way. Keep collecting, and if you want to get in the Chronicles break, let me know. I have some stuff going on. And we will all see you next week.